Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Day 2 of NFL free agency is here, and we've got some breaking news. This is why you subscribe to the channel, though. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, when Giants news breaks, we're going to get you a video ASAP. Hit that sub button, turn those notifications on, and make sure to join us this afternoon when we go live on the channel for our special free agency frenzy day 2, breaking down everything that's going down in NFL free agency with a hyper focus on the New York Football Giants. Hit that sub button. Don't be weird about it. All right, breaking news. The New York Giants have agreed to a 1-year deal with veteran cornerback Greg Newsome. The cornerback position was a major need for the New York Giants this offseason, and with Cordell Flott leaving the New York Giants to go to the Tennessee Titans after reports had come out that the Giants were going to re-sign Cordell Flott, they had to somewhat rearrange their decks, clear their sights, and figure out what they were going to do at that CB2 position. It was rumored that they were interested in Jamel Dean, but then he signed a contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the biggest steals in NFL free agency, and we wake up to the news on Tuesday, day 2, that the 25-year-old 6'1" corner, former first-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, Greg Newsome II, is putting pen to paper on a 1-year deal with $3 million guaranteed, worth around $8 million, but with incentives could be up to $10 million. So Greg Newsome, 6'1", going to be 26 years old when the season starts. He was born in May, so he'll be turning 26 here pretty soon. First round pick, number 26 overall by the Cleveland Browns. That's probably where you remember him the most, because in 2021 and 2022, he was actually really good for the Cleveland Browns. He had a PFF coverage grade of 70.6 and then a PFF coverage grade of 72.3, the highest of his career. And he played in over 900 snaps in that season. When you talk about what does Greg Newsome bring to a football team, it's versatility in the backfield. In his first year in the NFL, he played 102 snaps in the slot, 517 outside. His second year, he switched to more of a slot role, 347 snaps in the slot, and his outside corner reps went down to 378. In his third season and his third season with the Cleveland Browns, 412% of his snaps came in the slot, 286 on the outside. Then he played one more season for the Cleveland Browns where he was mainly in the slot, 275 snaps compared to 247 outside. Then he was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then this year for the Jags, he wasn't very good. He did play more so on the outside for Jacksonville, 731 snaps on the outside, 15 in the slot. So this is a guy that multiple coaching staffs have now felt comfortable putting him in different types of spots. He could play on the outside, he could play in the slot, and you're hoping for a guy that's just 26 years old and that was a first-round pick not too long ago, that maybe with a new defensive coordinator and Denard Wilson, D'Alicio, the secondary coach the New York Giants brought over from the Kansas City Chiefs, and John Harbaugh, who is a secondary coach as well, you're hoping that those three guys can tap into the potential of a 6'1", 192-pound first-round pick corner. Like, I don't mind this signing at all. I'm actually a fan of it, but I do still think more shots need to be put up in the cornerback room, and we'll go over some other free agent targets. But Newsome is someone that I do think Giants fans should be excited about, and I'm almost expecting him to be better than he's ever been in the NFL. Maybe that's just because I'm wearing my New York Giants glasses, but I do think this situation is going to work out for him. I think the coaching, I think he's going to fit this system better than he has. And this is a guy that's had success. In 2023, he was targeted 72 times, only allowed a completion percentage of 59.7, gave up 541 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, and 11 pass breakups. So this is someone that has shown the ability to make plays on the back end, disrupting completions and getting in the way of the receiver and forcing completions. He has allowed 15 touchdowns in his NFL career, 5 this past year for Jacksonville. Like, no hiding it. He was not good for the Jags this year. He was traded there after, 5 games with the Browns this year. Then he played with the Jags from week 6 and on. Didn't really settle into a starting role, though, until week 9. So, not great, but he did have 2 games. Really good against the Indianapolis Colts and really good against the New York Jets. In those 2 games, he was targeted 12 times, only gave up 8 catches for less than 70 yards, and did have an interception as well. So he's still flashed some ability to be a starting corner in this league. I'd like the Giants to bring in somebody else. And then you have someone like Greg Newsome who could compete with Andrew Phillips to be that slot corner. He can compete with that CB2, whoever that is. And I like this move. Keep throwing darts at the dartboard at the corner position. Hopefully you hit on somebody. I like it, man. Greg Newsome, you are a New York Football Giant. Make sure you have hit that like button. Really, really do appreciate it and all the love that everybody has showed over the last day or so. We put out 5 videos on the channel. We were live for 9 hours. If you're appreciating our NFL coverage of free agency and you want it to keep rolling, hit that freaking like button. Greg Newsome already on Twitter saying, Big Blue, let's go to work. All right, what is next for the New York Giants? Or shout out to my guy Max, who covers the Browns and is a Giants fan. I'm going to read what he wrote. Says, got to watch Greg Newsome for a couple of years covering the Browns. 3 positive things to note for Giants fans. 1, he is incredibly instinctual inside the numbers. His best season came as an inside corner in 2023, where he was able to use his athletic ability to cover smaller plus quicker receivers, while also being able to use his nose for the football in the run game / blitzing. How much will he do that in New York? Not as much as 2023 if he's the true outside CB2, but a good skill set to have against condensed formations. Also says, I would take the Jacksonville season with a grain of salt. It was a dramatic scene change, which in my opinion took him away from what he was good at. Never looked comfortable. Also, he loves to celebrate. My Browns fans know it. Seems like a joke, but very much gets teammates involved and contributes to a loose play style in the secondary, something I have not seen in the Giants in a long time. So shout out to Max for the inside information on Newsome right there. If you missed it last night, Elijah Vera Tucker did not sign with the New York Giants, despite everyone letting me know that, according to the CBS Sports free agency tracker, that he was going to be a New York Giant. He is not. He is going to sign with the New England Patriots in free agency, a 3-year deal worth $42 million. I got to see what the guaranteed money is on that deal. Look, there's no doubt AVT is a really talented and skilled player with a lot of potential, but sometimes the best ability is availability, and that's something that he has not had. He's had 3 season-ending injuries in 5 years, and he didn't even play in the National Football League last year. That move was only going to work if he stays healthy. It was going to be risky, no doubt about it, and you were going to need an insurance signing if you sign him. I like the Giants trying to be aggressive on the interior offensive line market, but it's a swing and a miss there for Elijah Vera Tucker. Sounds like a lot of people think that now Wyatt Teller is going to be the next guy up for the New York Giants. Some other guards to keep your eyes on: Joel Bitonio, Kevin Zeitler, Dylan Parham. What do they do with Greg Van Roten? Brady Christensen. They're not going to bring in Daniel Falele. I hope not. Ben Barch, maybe Tevin Jenkins. Could you circle the block on Will Hernandez? Matt Pryor. Like, you're looking at Bitonio, Zeitler, Parham, Greg Van Roten, and Wyatt Teller, and maybe Tevin Jenkins in a similar type of move that AVT would have been. You need insurance. He's a damn good player, but he's always hurt. Maybe do they look at a guy like James Daniel, who had an injury this year with the Dolphins, but was really good with the Steelers a couple of years ago, still a younger guy, under 31 years old. Still some good guards out there. I'd like to see the Giants attack the interior defensive line position. Guys like Jonathan Allen, Daquan Jones, Dalvin Tomlinson, Logan Hall, DJ Reader, Calais Campbell, Deshaun Hand, Sebastian Joseph Day, Shelby Harris, Kentavious Street, Eddie Goldman, Jonathan Bullard. Still some names there. And then other cornerbacks to monitor: Nashawn Wright, Rasul Douglas, Jack Johnson, Marshawn Lattimore, Jacoby Durant, Tariq Woolen, Tre'Davious White, Dane Jackson, Chidobe Awuzie, Trayvon Diggs, maybe Kyer Elam. There's still some players out there, and I can't wait to break it down. I'm looking at interior offensive lineman, another receiver, interior defensive lineman, and potentially another corner, and maybe a running back today. Rashad White, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, Sean Tucker, Nick Chubb, Kareem Chubb, Nick Chubb, same person, Kareem Hunt, Jerome Ford, Keaton Mitchell was a name linked to the Giants, Miles Sanders maybe, Raheem Mostert. Still some quality players out there. And they are going to sign at QB3 at some point. Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson. Don't expect any of those. Jimmy G, Carson Wentz, Jake Browning, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Sam Howell, Josh Johnson, maybe a Teddy Bridgewater, maybe a Jeff Driscoll or something like that. And then are they going to roll with Ben Sauls, or will they make more moves there? So a lot of things still to watch for in NFL free agency. We're going to be breaking it all down live on the channel early in the afternoon. I'd say maybe 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll start around there, maybe a little bit earlier if another thing happens. That's why you make sure you're subscribed and you have those notifications turned on. Let's go Giants.